You this morning, and he's going to be talking to us about something that I feel affects thousands of families, students, millions. Okay, that's fine. Millions of families, students, and young people across the country. Every day, somebody somewhere is being promised a guaranteed visa, and many times they're not. It's usually like a miracle route, a short court, or something like that. There's a campaign going on. And it's called the hashtag Fighting Visa Fraud campaign. The UK, Canada, and Australia have joined forces to protect Nigerians from these scams, because sometimes you find that these things are just scams. You know, the opportunities are real, but sometimes the people who are helping you do these things might just be frauds. And we have Simon Field in the studio this morning. He's the Deputy High Commissioner. And of course, he's going to be helping us to understand what's going on. Good morning to you.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me back on your program.
Okay.
One small correction. You've just given me an excellent promotion. Thank you very much. I'm actually the Deputy Head of Mission.
Deputy Head of Mission.
But that's quite all right. I appreciate the promotion.
Thank you so much.
I really love it. I'll just ask for the paycheck later.
That's on her.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about this this issue, because you see, like I said before, many Nigerians are falling for this scam every now and then. Why do you think that's happening?
Well, it's a great shame, and thank you so much for having me back on. It's really difficult. There's increasingly sophisticated ways which scammers are scamming people out of their legitimate money, and there's a number of ways they're doing that. So first of all, they're becoming increasingly sophisticated using WhatsApp and fake profiles to make it look like they work for my organisation and for our VFS, who are our key partner.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful. So the place to go to get all your visa information is gov.gov.uk, and that's the only source of legitimate information, or from the VFS website themselves.
Okay.
Anybody that emails you randomly or anybody that WhatsApps you is more than likely a fraud, so please do mistrust them.
It's funny, they're getting creative with these things.
Yeah.
And not just creative, but they're also preying on people's hopes and dreams, and that's almost the worst thing. They're looking at people's hopes, dreams, aspirations, and they're emotionally blackmailing them to kind of give them their money, and they're scamming them ultimately. This is a crime that we are really trying to end. And we really hope that you would look at hashtag Fighting Visa Fraud to kind of learn more about this, because ultimately this is a crime in Nigeria and people are exploiting people.
Okay.
So what's the new step they've taken to make all these three countries collaborate to make this, to try to stop this? What has made you guys come up and say, let's do this together?
That's right. So you're referring to our Fighting Fraud campaign,
Yes.
where we've started to harmonise with Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. And the idea being that we're starting to increasingly share intelligence. So we're sharing information to make sure that we have all of the ways in which scammers can scam people out.
Okay.
And actually, once we started to share that information, we discovered that they're basically the same people. That are doing this kind of scamming of Nigerians. And increasingly we are working together to make people aware of these scams and how people are being scammed out. So there's a couple of ways, if I can.
Of course.
So the first of all, as you said at the start, there is no visa guarantee.
Okay. It doesn't exist.
It just does not exist.
Okay.
And I want to completely dispel that myth. My boss, his boss, they cannot give you a visa. All visa applications are made back home in the UK by an independent body called the UK Vetting and Immigration Service, and they make independent decisions.
Yes.
There's no way that anybody can shortcut that process. But the good thing is that you can go onto gov.uk and complete that application yourself.
Yeah.
It's more than doable. And you can actually do that with more than 3 months in advance. So there's no need to rush.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to go and find someone that will do a rush job for you. You can do it 3 months in advance.
Okay.
Plan ahead, go to gov.uk, do it yourself, because you're the best person that knows you. Don't feel like you have to use somebody. And if you do use somebody, make sure that you are verifying the documents that they use.
Okay.
Because it's not an excuse. If you put something in that's a fraud, it's still on you. So if we
True.
discover it, which we will do, because we're sharing this information now, we will give you it up to a 10-year travel ban. And if you get
I was going to ask that, because sometimes they think it's just about losing money. After all, I'm the one who went to look for somebody to help me. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to lose money. So what else is there? Apparently, there's a consequence.
Well, so there's multiple consequences.
Okay.
So first of all, there is the financial consequence.
Yeah.
You will be scammed. You are giving money for something that you could get for less if you just did it yourself on gov.uk.
Okay.
And those scammers we've seen are getting more sophisticated to get more money out of you. So they'll make up fees. They'll suddenly tell you that you need to do a insider fee, or you need to pay a fee for an appeal. appeals don't exist in our visa system.
Okay.
Oh.
So if you're being asked, that's a clear sign. Or they'll ask you for a documentation clearance fee or a documentation makeup fee. Complete myth. You can do the documentations yourself if you go to gov.uk.
Yeah.
And it's not just the financial cost, it's the emotional cost on people. Like they are scamming you. They're using on your emotions for your hopes and dreams. And we've seen multiple cases. If you go to the hashtag fighting visa fraud, you can see a number of cases of where people have been scammed and how that's made them feel.
Okay.
They've felt like belittled. They've had to like take out increasing amounts of money. They put themselves in financial difficulties. And like I said, if we find out, we will give an up to a 10-year travel ban.
Okay.
So you won't be able to get a visa. And we share that information across lots of different countries.
Okay.
So we share that across not just Australia, Canada, but also and New Zealand, but also across multiple European countries.
So like a red flag.
It's a red flag, and we
Okay.
share that information. So it's not just you won't be able to get a visa.
But Simon,
for the UK.
do you agree that sometimes these things could just be mistakes by these people? So how are you able to tell when it's differentiate when it's a mistake or intentional?
It's a really good question. So there's a clear difference between a mistake and something that's been done fraudulently. And our UK visa officers see over 500 applications a day. We issue over 157,000 visas. So you can get a visa, more than likely if you apply yourself. But the issue is those visa officers know. They see enough to know something that's a true mistake. And if they see a true mistake, they will come back to you. They will say, this isn't quite right. There's a mistake here on a date or an address. Please correct it. They reach out. They will. That's their job because they look at those visas. Okay. Now, if it's fraud and you've put in a bank statement or a personal statement or any kind of documentation which just isn't true, they also know what those look like. Okay. And so that is clearly fraud. But the risk is if you use somebody that is helping you, then ultimately they might put stuff in there which you don't know about. So they may ask you to sign a bank statement which you've never seen before or a blank statement. Don't do that because you don't know what's going to go in there, and don't put your name against something until you have completely checked that everything in there is factual. Because the application process always assumes that you have looked over your application. Yeah. And if you've put something in there that is a fraud, we will put the travel bans in.
Does the person ban know?
Well, that's the other risk. So one of the frauds that we have seen is that people don't necessarily know if they have
so just keep applying.
had a decline. So they just keep on applying and they keep being asked for more and more money. Or even worse than that, actually. They've told that they've been denied a visa and they're offered an alternative route. And that alternative route is ultimately people smuggling. So we can get you into the UK without a visa, and trust me, that is much worse. You don't want to be smuggled.
You know what, Simon, we have to take a break. We'll be right back. This is What's Up Lagos, a 9.3 Nigeria info, and we have Simon Field in the studio. Lagos is good to jack by. You want to travel, but you need to understand you have to do it the right way because no visa is guaranteed. You have to do it yourself. We'll be right back.
Our nation, there's a reason why Nigeria's flag is green.
99.3, your station for talk. Let's talk. It's not just the news or information.
Recently, set up standing orders, pay bills, and even make bulk payments of up to 500 records. With a sleek design, smarter features, and faster access, First Online puts more power at your fingertips. Log in today at ibank.firstbanknigeria.com. First Bank, you first.
Hey, see package. This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me. I full.
Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House Pack in your hand. The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Every meal I
cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star double cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie double cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Hello, Mrs. Martins.
Yes. Oh, Mrs. Johnson, how may I help you?
Junior's body temperature is high and he's complaining about headaches and body aches.
Not to worry. Get Bruston and suspension.
Okay, ma. I'll call you back.
Bruston N Suspension for Children is a sweet-tasting brand of ibuprofen which provides relief against toothache, pains, and fever in children after 30 minutes.
Hello, ma. Oh, Junior, stop that.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, ma. Junior is fine now. In fact, Junior, sorry, ma. I'll call you back.
Brustin N Suspension for Children. Always take the product after meal. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor. A quality product from Rambaxay.
This one where you dey share Coke and Fanta today. What's it happen? My guy, you never hear them say 35cl plastic bottle don't drop to 300 naira. 300 naira. No be 350 they buy them before. Yes, so the price don't change. Now 300 naira now. Meaning say you dey save 50 naira for every bottle. This one, a real small price, big refreshment. Oh yeah, my guy, you said take one bottle.
No lose guard, grab your favorite 35cl plastic bottle for Coke, Fanta or Sprite for just 300 naira for any store for your side. Promo go end when our will finish. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop and easy to stir.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
The biggest food festival on the African continent is back. It's the GTCO Food and Drink Festival, wait for it, Holiday Edition. That's right, on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December 2025 at the GT Center, Plot 1 Water Corporation Drive, Oniru, Victoria Island, Lagos. The GTCO Food and Drink Festival returns for a special holiday edition. Think mouth-watering street food, retail stores, exclusive chef demonstrations, and master classes. And for the kids, a magical holiday wonderland. The GTCO Food and Drink Festival is for everyone. Your holiday experience starts here and attendance is free. After all, what's a holiday without good food? Don't miss the holiday edition of the GTCO Food and Drink Festival on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st December at Plot 1 Water Corporation Drive, Oniru, Victoria Island, Lagos. The GTCO Food and Drink Festival, supporting small businesses and promoting enterprise.
This taste na banger, this taste na creamy rich, this taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1. Thickness, enjoyment, yumminess, happiness, delightfulness, deliciousness, smoothness. This taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1.
Enjoy more creamy richness with the new Nescafe Original 3-in-1 in the new pack. That's strong, finish strong.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is where it all connects.
All in one place.
GPS Owike and Co. are suspended because they've been engaging in anti-party activities.
Did he not campaign for Labour Party in Lagos State?
It's just my pocket, withdrawing police details from VVIP people.
Tomorrow, of course, they need people to come and join military. I would allow.
The news, conversation, information, and discussion. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwatife Jigaden. Here are some of the headlines we're tracking at this time. Gas tanker leaks at Alaka Stadium. Firefighters on site. 8 dead, 22 injured in separate road crashes during Kogi Disabilities Day event and on Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway. 20 suspects arrested after Colt's attack in Ilesi leaves police officer dead, hand amputated. Senate moves to classify kidnapping as terrorism and impose death penalty. A new defense minister pledges to strengthen military discipline and defeat insecurity. Lamata announces extended Friday Blue Line service, and Lagos government commits to expanding inclusion for persons with disabilities. FIFA grants clubs 1 week extension before releasing African players for AFCON, and Senate advances bill targeting kidnapping as terrorism with death penalty proposal. Defense Minister designate Christopher Musa vows to restore discipline in the armed forces. Musa promises full probe into missing Brigadier Musa Uba after Borno ambush. Defense Minister seeks National Assembly backing for military funding to fight insecurity. And also, U.S. imposes new visa bans on perpetrators of religious freedom abuses in Nigeria. And disability rights groups demand stronger enforcement of Nigeria's disability laws. Federal government presents 2025 to 2028 spending framework with new growth and revenue targets. And season 9 of I Beg to Differ secondary school debates semi-finals takes center stage later today. And finally, NATO warns of rising Russian attacks and calls for more support for Ukraine. And that's all for the news. I am Buluwati Fe. Jagade WhatsApp Lagos continues with Feta and Stretch.
The telenovelas of radio information. More news.
More conversations.
More information.
More sports.
And more talk.
Nigerians station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, welcome back. The time is 3 minutes past 11 o'clock on the hour, and we are still on WhatsApp Lagos and 99.3 Nigeria Info. We still have Simon Field. He's the deputy head of mission at the Deputy High Commission Lagos. What now?
And better, you
yeah, I did it well.
Well said. There's too many deputies in my role.
And yes, Reg, you wanted to reiterate something.
Before we went off the other time, I was going to reiterate when someone goes to a fraudster and gets themselves banned. No matter how legitimate they go for the next 10 years, they will still be banned.
Absolutely. That travel ban exists. So once you get a ban and you get a 10-year travel ban, visa ban, that stays there for 10 years. And actually, it can make it much harder because there's a red flag. So there's always going to stay on that. Even if you apply legitimately and do it yourself via gov.uk, that ban still exists. So it's really important that you verify all the information that you put forward as a visa application.
And you say you share information with other countries. Does this affect the person?
It can do. So effectively, it's a red flag. So we share information across a range of countries. So not just Australia, Canada, New Zealand, but also some other European countries.
Yeah.
And if you think about the impact that can have, it can stop you wanting to go to study in the UK. It can stop you wanting to go to work in the UK. All of those kind of opportunities are locked off from you because you didn't verify that the information that you're providing was correct.
Some people might say that the reason why this thing continues to thrive is because some people find the system quite confusing. Do you have anything in place to make it quite easy, or is that even true?
So we're doing a couple of things. So first of all, we're expanding, and we have expanded where you can hand in your passport and do the application. So our partners VFS have opened new locations in Ibadan recently. Enugu, they're in Abuja here in Lagos, where they've actually have their their largest visa centre in the whole of Africa, and they're also down in Port Harcourt. So we're making it much easier for you to be able to hand in your documentation and get access for VFS. We've done something called e-visas, especially for work and for study, which means you even get to hold onto your passport whilst your visa goes through. And we'll be rolling that out next year for all visas. And that's really important because you can hold onto your passport, you can still travel around. Like I said, you can apply up to 3 months in advance, so the stress is out there. And the key message is that we really encourage people to go look at gov.uk, gov.uk, because that's a really clear website which has all of the information that you require to be able to do an application form. So you can do it yourself. And if you do get help, make sure that you are still looking at gov.uk because you want to make sure that the person
all the steps.
is helping you, is following the correct steps.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right, so you're making it almost, making it glaringly clear that you don't really need anybody to do this
help
for
you.
you.
Do
You
these
really
things.
don't need anybody.
Okay.
So please do give it a go, and just look at some of the horror stories under our hashtag of fighting visa fine to see where it can go really wrong if you use an agent or use a fraudulent agent.
Okay. Thank you. Lagos, this conversation is going on because we need you to know that there's a campaign going on called hashtag fighting visa fraud. And there's something you can actually do about it. It's just to go look up gov.uk.
Gov.uk.
Gov.uk. And
Gov.uk.
read through, because you see the opportunities abroad are actually very real, but these fraudsters are actually real too. And you're looking at how you want to make sure that the pathway you're following is legal, is honest, because
so also think
travel
about it.
bans
The
are real.
chill I get from hearing what he just said, that if you get in at this point and you get a 10-year ban, it'll stop you from anything you
That
wanna
one
do.
is crazy.
That's
crazy.
You can't pay for that. So if you pay to get something wrong done, you get that ban, you're flagged in more than one country. No matter what you want to do in the next 10 years, you can't do that.
Probably think
Is
it's
it worth
juju
it?
or something, but it's not.
Yeah, you
Something
say
you did
my
wrong."
village people, you did something wrong. So start now, do it yourself. This act of I'll get it done, but you don't know where your name is being put, and you're signing. And I think when the form is being filled, you're asked, "Did you do this yourself?"
100%. That's the last question. That
Did
you're
you
asked.
do this yourself? And you say, "I did." So you are complicit.
You should never put your name. It's a standard lesson. You should never put your name to something that you haven't checked, right?
Mhm.
Never do that. And please, I would also ask your listeners to help us. So if you are approached by someone that you are really suspicious of, if there is something that doesn't quite smell right, please report it to the Nigerian police.
Okay.
Please report it to actionfraud.police.uk.
Actionfraud.police.uk.
Okay.
And that's the police service in the UK, because we're working really closely with the Nigerian authorities to try and go after criminality in Nigeria.
Okay.
So we know this exists, and we're trying to reduce it with our Nigerian colleagues.
Okay.
For your good. Well,
Thank you so much, Simon Field. Lagos, in case you don't know, that's the deputy head of commission at the Deputy High Commission, Lagos. I had to get that very correctly.
It's a tough one.
And he's here to tell you there's nothing like a guaranteed visa. If I was going to ask you yes or no, is there a guaranteed visa? Yes
No,
or-
absolutely.
You said it earlier.
No,
so
you heard it from him.
I can't even give you a guarantee visa.
So that's it. That's it. Thank you so much for coming on the show
Thanks
today.
for coming along.
Hopefully
And
see you again.
For the person that's so quiet and not saying a word, thank you so much. I just get this out to you. He swims.
He swims.
I
yeah.
do swim. I do swim.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming
so
along.
much.
Thank
Are you ready for some morning magic? Tune in and turn it up, Lagos. From 10 a.m. to 12 noon, it's time for the ultimate morning delight. Get ready to join Feta and Stretch on the airwaves. We are bringing you the happiest side of radio. Oh, yeah? With talk that is seriously funny, serious conversations, and those that are, well, not quite conversations. It's Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. So get ready, because it's time to find out what's up,
The number one talk station of Lagos is closer to you than 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.